Hello and welcome to this National Championship edition of Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host, Rob Bentley, and thanks for tuning in. On today's show, we'll recap what's been an incredible year for the Ferris State Bulldogs as they finished 38-1, winning the NCAA Division II National Championship for the first time in school history, and joined by assistant coach Jim Lake. And coach, first of all, welcome and congratulations on winning the national championship trophy.
Yeah, it's been awesome. You know, it's been a whirlwind the last couple days. It's been great.
Great week out in Sioux Falls, South Dakota at the NCAA Division II Elite Eight, second Elite Eight appearance in school history. Just talk about the experience of playing in the Elite Eight and obviously winning the national championship.
I mean, Coach Bronkmeyer and I are tickled, and our team played so well against some really top teams in the nation. Sioux Falls is my favorite city in South Dakota by far.
Obviously, you got off to a great start in the Elite Eight. Took on a very good Berry team in the quarterfinal round on Tuesday, and able to pull out an 87-84 win. Really helped set the stage for what was a great run here in the tournament.
You know, when we got out there, we said, let's focus real hard on winning the first one. Like, let's just stay through the week. That was Berry was a really difficult matchup. They had a lot of the stuff that we worked on was stuff that's difficult for us to guard. Shooting bigs. They had a terrific point guard. The kid from Iceland was lights out. You know, in a lot of ways that was a difficult matchup, but we enjoyed the fact they wanted to run with us. It was going to be an up-tempo game, and I don't think that game disappointed. It was really up and down, high level, and it kind of set the tone for what kind of level we would be at this week. And, you know, it was high level of basketball.
As you got the win over Berry, you moved on to the semifinals, first time in school history, and another great opponent as we go to some of the highlights, West Texas A&M, which came in with a great record on the year as well.
Yeah, I think they had 35 wins, or it was sobering to look at everyone's win totals in those last two games. It was just like, man, but to be the best, you have to beat the best.
I saw Peter Furlick with the basket there. He had a great tournament for you, and a senior providing some veteran experience here on the court.
Yeah, you know, I mean, Pete was real good in this game, and he had the opportunity to be real good. I think they were using his defender to help in on Hank and some of the other guys, and so he really, you know, used penetration and back cuts to his advantage in that game and was able to really play off some of the other guys. And then, you know, he was really good defensively the whole week for us. I mean, we put him on 3 big matchups along with Deshaun Thrower. And those guys really rung the bell defensively for us throughout the whole week. But in this game, Pete gave us a real lift.
You certainly had to have a great defensive performance. It was a up and down type of game, but they had a standout point guard in their own right in David Chavlovic.
Yeah, unbelievable. Like the guy's a walking bucket for sure. I mean, and you know, he had 33 in that game, but he'd had to do it on 26 shots, and we knew that he'd score points. It was just, you know, we didn't want him to score 33 on 15 shots. So we did what we had to do. We made it tough for him. I mean, he still made lots of plays, but Pete and Deshaun did a great job on him. You know, I mean, Cush was unbelievable in that game too. You know, he had a double-double. You know, it's not often your point guard has 10, 11 rebounds. It was awesome.
Obviously, you had some great fan support out there in Sioux Falls. It seemed like the Bulldog fans and the crowd continued to get better and better as the week went on.
Yeah, it grew and grew and grew. And, man, appreciate people hustling out there. I mean, it was a commitment by those folks. I mean, 12 hours drive, you know, resources that are, you know, to get out there, your money, time, effort, and it just kept growing. It was phenomenal. The support was awesome, better than I could ever have imagined.
You get the big win over West Texas A&M, moving on to the championship game for the first time, and talk about that day in between and what it was like getting prepared for that national championship game.
I mean, that night, it started really that night watching them play live and knowing that we were going to play a hostile road game in the national championship. But, you know, that day was, you know, we got back, we started breaking down the film, we started getting our game plan together. And I would say that for on the coach's side, that was a pretty normal day for us. But it was unusual for our guys. You know, we had starters, you know, running over to do pictures for CBS, extra interview requests. So, you know, I know our guys got a chance to feel like it was a national championship game on that day. I mean, our workout was phenomenal that day. It was really plugged in. I mean, obviously, these guys have been plugged in all year, but it was a new level. It was awesome to see, awesome to be a part of. And, you know, we did couple team things that day that were real special and going to be memories we'll have the rest of our lives.
As we go to that national championship game, you mentioned the hostile environment, taking on Northern State just a couple hours away in Aberdeen, South Dakota, and obviously they had a ton of fans that you had to deal with as well.
Yeah, they had about 3,500 of their closest friends with them, and if I don't see another Wolves champ the rest of my life, that'll be okay.
Certainly here in this contest, it was one of those games that was back and forth the whole way. Got a big performance from Zach Hankins, but their big guys obviously had a big day as well.
They had, and they had a big day. Part of the game plan was to make those guys have a big day. What we saw on film and what we saw live was that they're big passers. They move the ball. Their offense moves through them. We were going to make them have to put the ball in the basket, and we weren't going to let them facilitate their offense, through their point guard and through them. And one of the things that you didn't see in that game was you didn't see us giving up a lot of threes. You didn't see us giving up a lot of ball reversal. They could really pass the ball. We did a good job of making them one-on-one players in the post and at the point guard position. And those guys were good players. They stepped up and they made plays. But we were able to really limit, who else got involved in that game. Held them to 69 points. They held us down, and they did a great job defensively on us as well. Great staff, great team. Another 30-plus win year, another #1 seed that we were able to be just a couple points better than.
You're a couple points ahead at halftime, and as we go into the second half, really had a big defensive performance, caused a few turnovers early, able to build a little bit of a lead here in the second half.
Yeah, and there was a moment there where I thought we'd break it open a little bit and stretch it out, but to their credit, they made a few plays. We got a little turnover bug at one stretch there, and then just like this team has done all year, we were all of a sudden we're down and we're facing some adversity, and bam, different guys start making plays. And we really had some huge rebounds down the stretch. Marquise Mayfield, Jalen McFadden, those guys gave us a huge boost. Deshaun Thrower was so good in that game. Those 2 threes were huge threes, and he did a great job defensively, and we had tough assignments for those guys, and they were ready. It was fun.
Obviously, we just saw that last missed shot, their final attempt as the Bulldogs go crazy on the floor. What was that like in that post-game celebration?
You could tell the guys that thought about it the best. They had plans. I mean, Deshaun Thrower he shot out of there like a gun, and the guys followed behind, at a good distance. Deshaun's pretty fast. So, I didn't know what to do. I couldn't, been so focused on coaching the game and getting those guys ready. I was a little lost there, but I found my way to the pile real fast. It was awesome. I mean, Coach Bronkema, I think the best part for me personally was the hugs from all the individuals, the moments here and there. And you wish you could have spent so much time with everybody, but you had to give everyone a little piece of your time. But it was just incredible.
Final question here. Obviously, a historic season, 38-1. What memories will you take from winning the national title and obviously this great season?
The memories obviously this whole experience will be a memory etched in my mind. But it's the more moments. It's some of the team building stuff. We drug canoes full of people up hills. Our team retreat. Moments on the road. The shot against Ashland, the tough game at Tech, all of our battles with Lake State, defending guys like, Naba, helped us get ready for what we saw. Our league was tremendous in preparing us all year. If we hadn't fought through the GLIAC, I don't think we're national champions. Our battle with Finley twice this year. Evansville. There's so much to as I've been reflecting, it more and more floods in. It's just been an unbelievable experience. I'm going to miss these seniors. These guys are tremendous individuals, and they've changed Ferris forever. These guys are unbelievable people, unbelievable basketball players, unbelievable in the way that they've endeared themselves to the community here, and they're going to be missed, but they're forever etched in Ferris lore. And their legend will only grow. It's only going to get better from here.
Well, Coach, congratulations again on a magical season for the Bulldogs, national champions, and look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.